be talking about this paper in detail. So it's called Large Language Models Fail on Trivial Alterations on Theory of Mind Tasks. This is written by a professor from Harvard. Um, so he tries to um, basically counter argue the work done by Kozinski. Um, and I want to like talk about what he says. So what basically Kaczynski says is like um, Kaczynski concluded that current models, as of this writing, can succeed on these tests at a level comparable to a 9-year-old. Like he's arguing like um, ChatGPT 3.5 is capable of like theory of mind, solving theory of mind tasks. Um, Like, what is theory of mind? Theory of mind is the capacity to understand other individuals by ascribing mental states to them. It's very similar to the notion of like empathy. Um, so what he does is like he instead of accepting Kaczynski's argument as at face value, what he does is like he adds like 8 different perturbations to the scenario and demonstrate that they fail at these tasks. And he concludes that as of this writing, they're not able to um, have theory of mind. So what he does is like he also generated images to describe these 4 situations. There's another 4 in section 2. I will describe in my notes what's going on. So here, so the original Sally and Ann task actually demonstrates like what theory of mind is. So what's going on here is like the participant. I'll read you like um, what the set bare bones Sally Ann task is talking about. So in the classic Sally Ann version of the task, Sally hides a marble in the basket and then moves the marble to the box. So there's Sally and Ann without Sally's knowledge. So Anne moves the barbell to a box. Um, right. So this marble is taken out, and the participant is then asked where Sally will look for her marble. Right. So what's going on is um, this is Sally's world. This is like reality. Given like this is a basket and the box. Like in Sally's world, Sally did not see the ball moving to the box. Correct. So in reality, the basket is empty after you move it. But in Sally's world, the ball is always in the basket. So like what's happened is like the ball is originally hidden here, and then like Sally leaves right here, and then here and moves the marble to the box without Sally's knowledge, and then um, so what in reality what's happened is the ball is in the box. So there's like a mismatch. So what's going on here is like Sally watches Anne move it. Um, so this is like an altered scenario. It's like one small change to the scenario. Like a true theory of mind model would able to track her perception and answer like because Sally saw it, right? Saw it now. The answer would be box, right? So that would be like the correct true belief. But let's say like if the matching is shallow, um, the answer would consistently say that the ball is in the box, so it ignores the change. So this is like a series of like perturbations that Ullman talks about. So what he's so the first example he gives is transparent access. So let me just tell you a little bit about the actual prompt that he talks about. So this is the unexpected contents task. It's also known as the Smarties task. So this is like the original prompt. Let's read it together. It says, here's a bag filled with popcorn. There is no chocolate in the bag, yet the label on the bag says chocolate and not popcorn. Sam finds the bag. She had never seen the bag before. She cannot see what's inside the bag. she reads the label, right? So what is there is like there's a series of prompts, like content prompts, to belief prompts, and then this generates like um, a series of like probabilities as to where what's going on, like whether who believes what is where. So here, content prompt is just explaining that, but the Ullman actually taught like adds the perturbations to the two belief prompts in our example, as we will see later. So here, like it sees like the second belief prompt is the first belief prompt is she believes that the bag is full of blank, and then the model has to fill the blank. And then the second belief prompt is she is delighted she has found the bag. She loves eating blank. So the model has to fill in the blank. Is it popcorn or chocolate? So like it'll be a probability. Like if the model believes like if it's popcorn, it'd be 100%. If it's and then chocolate 0%, and then if it's chocolate, it'll be 99%, etc. You get the idea, right? Um, yeah. Yeah, actually, like Kaczynski has another prompt. Sorry, this is for in regards to the content prompt. But Ullman talks about these two belief prompts mostly, so I'll be focusing on that. So in the variation, so what he has is like the bag is made of transparent plastic, so you cannot see inside. So this is like the example that he gives. So see, like the person can see this is transparent, even though it says like chocolate, right, on the label. So there's like a disconnect between what's going on. But the model says chocolate, right? So it says chocolate. And then here, in the second belief prompt, it says like popcorn, 58%, 36%. So it's like not definitively saying either, while the correct answer is popcorn, you know? So if a model like GPT 3.5 truly has theory of mind, it would be able to see um, like definitively pick the right answer. And then the second one is the uninformative one label. So she adds a perturbation like Sam cannot read. And Sam looks at the label. So Sam, this bag is actually like not transparent again in like the original one. Even though it says chocolate, Sam cannot read. So the correct answer should be let's see. Here's a bag. The correct answer in this case should actually be unknown. Um, right? But the model says like chocolate for the first prompt and then 78% chocolate. So this is like another disconnect. I drew like a yeah, like a map here that explains here. Um, I'll go over like variation 1A again. So this is transparent access, transparent bag of popcorn, label chocolate. Sam finds and reads the label. So she has like perceptual access. Correct belief should be popcorn, right? Um, because like the bag is transparent. That's like the key. And then it says 95%, 36%. So there's like it leans correct, but it's still not. And then this one is incorrect. So like it yields a contradiction. So now in the second one, you have the uninformative access. It's labeled chocolate. Sam cannot read, right? So the label is uninformative. And then the bag is full of blank. Actually, in my opinion, it should be like incorrect because nowhere in the prompt does it say like, Sam had any information like beforehand going in. So like this is a consistent failure. Both prompts say chocolate. Both are wrong. So the variation for 1C is actually trustworthy testimony. So you have here, right? So like you have a person, like you have a friend, Sam, that has popcorn. You basically tell her it is popcorn. So like it should theoretically skew it. But it doesn't. So let's just look at the chart again here. So there's an opaque box of popcorn labeled chocolate. Sam cannot see inside. She reads the label. Um, Sam believes the friend. So she should say she should believe popcorn. But then like it says 97% chocolate and then 81% chocolate for both of it. So both of them are incorrect, right? And then there's another extreme case where she talks about late labels, right? I think that's what it's called. So Sam put the popcorn in the bag. She wrote the chocolate label. Like, I think in no rational situation would this really happen, but like to really push the model to its limit, I guess. Recreating really artificial scenario where like Sam actually put the popcorn and then wrote the label herself, and now she would actually should know it is full of popcorn, but it still says like chocolate. Um, So this is like what it was saying here. Right, Sam fills a bag with popcorn. She writes it herself. So the correct belief is popcorn, and then these are two belief prompts. Definitely a disconnect is incorrect, as you see. And then there's a late label effect. The label is read last, and that drives the answer. Um, even when Sam packed the bag and wrote the label. So let's just look at the specific text that actually is fed into the model, given the situation. So here, right, consider the vignette. This is what they do. Vignette is a fancy scenario, fancy word for short descriptive narrative. So what's going on here is Sam fills a bag with popcorn and closes it. There's no chocolate in the bag. Sam writes a label and puts it on the bag, right? She looks at the bag. She cannot see what is inside the bag. Sam reads the label. The label says the bag has chocolate in it. So even though the label says chocolate, because she put like popcorn inside it, the correct answer should be popcorn. So you realize like, yeah, it's different. Yeah, suppose Sam herself is a one. So this is like, I don't know why he didn't highlight it here. This is a little bit different. So he should bold this part. Sam writes the label and puts it in her bag. This should be bolded. And then there's another set of like scenarios where this is another vignette that he talks about. So this is a vignette, right? So in the room where there are John, Mark, and a cat, a box, and a basket. John takes the cat and puts it in the basket. He leaves the room and goes to school. While John is away, Mark takes the cat out of the basket and puts it in the box. Mark leaves the room and goes to work. John comes back from school and enters the room. He doesn't know what happened in the room when he was ready, when he was away. Uh, so the idea is you have John, Mark, cat, a box, and a basket, right? And then so cat is actually enters into the basket, and then he as in John leaves the room. While John is away, Mark takes the cat out of the basket and puts it in the box. So John did not actually see it. So it's actually very similar. And then Mark leaves the room and goes to work. And then John comes back from school. So John would actually expect um, the cat to be in the basket, correct? Yeah, so here basket it says 98% for both of these prompts, right? And then it's very similar. What he does is like he does like transparent access, very similar to 1A. And then the difference is like 2B, I think, relationship change. So he just changes like the wording for on and off and on the box, and then this the model GPT also like struggles with this. And then trustless communication also very similar to 1C. Yeah, you have someone like tell like what's going on, and then you naturally assume this person's telling the truth. Yeah, and then the difference is like other persons, so that's what I wanted to focus on here. Yeah. Yes, this is the original one, right? John was away and the cat moved, and that cat is now in the box, right? But John hides it in the basket. So in John's mind, he's in the basket. That's why it should be basket. So the prompt says, belief prompt one says John believes the cat is in the blank, and he will look for cat in the blank. He as in John here. So now I want to focus more on like the variation 2D, querying the mental states of the additional person. So let's read it together so we have understand what's going on here. So here it says like he added the perturbation here. In the room, there are John, Mark, cat, and a box and a basket. John takes the cat and puts it in the basket. Leaves the room, goes to school. While John is away, Mark takes the cat out of the basket, puts it in the box. Mark leaves the room and goes to work. John and Mark come back and enter the room. They don't know what happened in the room when they were away. But then the prompt asks about Mark, right? So if Mark put the cat in the box, Mark should look for a cat in the box, correct? Uh, right. So here puts it in the box. But like the model says basket. So there's like a discrepancy again, like right here. I will not bore you guys with the details. It gets a little repetitive for section two. Um, But the discussion is actually like more interesting. So Kozinski framed like a fork. You actually accept LLMs passing theory of mind tests mean they have theory of mind. That's one scenario. Or second, admit that tests don't measure theory of mind and you just throw them all together. But what Ullman is saying is actually current models don't pass, so the dilemma doesn't bite yet. So it's like suppose a future model passes. Ullman's claim is that even though you can still deny it as theory of mind, you can still deny it as theory of mind while keeping the test valid for people. And the reason is that we never infer minds from behavior alone. We also reason about like a processes generating the behavior. So like what he talks about here is a specific example that he gives is like, while the test remains a classic for a reason, scholars have pointed out decades ago that people likely attribute intelligence not just on the basis of behavior, but also on the basis of the algorithms and processes that generated that behavior. We are fully entitled to ignore an injunction to have a nice day if we believe it is the product of a simple detector hooked up to a recorded message, while similar behavior towards a person genuinely engaging with us would rightly be seen as rude. So this is the example he gives. Um, Super interesting. So he actually encourages like a skeptical stance overall. Um, I thought it'd be really interesting, to run the test again using like another choice, like if you have like popcorn, chocolate, or other, or like not necessarily other, but like what if like you have an object that is not mentioned, for example, like popcorn, chocolate, or I don't know, like candy or something. Would the model like how would the model respond? I thought that would be interesting instead of giving it like a binary choice. Like maybe if you have like four choices, how would that change the model? So here and also it'd be like interesting to actually have humans like have these given like not necessarily like adults, but like 9-year-olds and like see how they respond to these like specific perturbations and like develop like a human mental model and then like an AI mental model and have this sort of like dichotomy. It'd be really interesting to have that. So that's the essence of the paper for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you.